Unusual harvest begins with faithful preparation long before visible results appear. Psalm 65 presents a beautiful picture of abundance, fruitfulness, and increase. The chapter describes a season where the land is visited with blessing, the fields produce abundantly, and the pathways overflow with provision. While many people naturally focus on the harvest itself, a deeper examination reveals that every harvest is the result of a process that began long before the visible results appeared. The abundance celebrated in the psalm did not emerge suddenly. It was preceded by preparation, cultivation, patience, and consistent investment. This principle applies to every area of life. Whether the goal involves career advancement, financial growth, business success, education, leadership, or personal development, unusual results rarely appear without a season of preparation. Many people admire successful outcomes, but fail to recognize the hidden work that made those outcomes possible. Behind every visible harvest is usually a period of learning, discipline, effort, and perseverance that often went unnoticed by others. Preparation is valuable because it creates readiness. Opportunities frequently arrive without warning, and those who are prepared are often able to recognize and maximize them. In contrast, individuals who neglect preparation may encounter the same opportunities, yet struggle to benefit from them because they lack the necessary skills, knowledge, or discipline. Preparation therefore becomes a bridge between potential and achievement. One of the greatest misconceptions about success is the belief that major breakthroughs happen overnight. While sudden opportunities may appear unexpectedly, the ability to sustain and maximize those opportunities is usually built over time. A promotion may appear suddenly, but the competence required to perform effectively in that role is developed through years of experience and learning. A business opportunity may arise unexpectedly, but the knowledge needed to manage it successfully often comes from long periods of preparation. Psalm 65 reminds us that seasons of preparation should not be underestimated simply because they lack immediate visible rewards. Many people become discouraged when their efforts do not produce instant results. They invest time in learning, developing skills, improving systems, and building relationships, yet progress seems slow. During such moments, it is important to understand that preparation often produces invisible growth before visible outcomes emerge. This principle can be observed in nature. Seeds are planted beneath the surface, where their development remains hidden for a period of time. During this stage, important processes are taking place even though no visible evidence may exist above the ground. In a similar way, personal and professional growth often begins internally before external results become visible. Knowledge increases, skills improve, character develops, confidence grows. These changes may not be immediately recognized, but they create the foundation for future harvest. Faithful preparation also develops discipline. Discipline is the ability to remain committed to valuable actions regardless of immediate results. It enables individuals to continue learning, working, and improving even when recognition is absent. This quality is particularly important because many opportunities require sustained effort over long periods. Without discipline, people may abandon the process before reaching the stage where results begin to appear. Another important benefit of preparation is competence. Competence creates confidence because individuals who have invested in growth often feel more capable when challenges arise. They are better equipped to solve problems, adapt to changing circumstances, and seize opportunities when they appear. Preparation therefore reduces uncertainty because it increases readiness. Financial growth is also closely connected to preparation. Many people desire financial breakthroughs while overlooking the importance of financial education, planning, budgeting, and stewardship. Yet unusual harvests are often sustained through wise management rather than opportunity alone. Preparation ensures that resources are handled effectively and that future growth remains sustainable. Patience is another essential component of preparation. Significant achievements rarely develop instantly. Meaningful careers, successful businesses, strong relationships, and lasting influence often require time. Patience allows individuals to remain committed during seasons where progress appears gradual. It protects against frustration and encourages long-term thinking. Preparation also creates flexibility. Individuals who continually learn and develop are often better positioned to adapt when circumstances change. Because opportunities rarely appear exactly as expected, adaptability becomes a valuable advantage. Preparation broadens perspective and increases the ability to respond effectively to new situations. Another lesson connected to preparation is the importance of consistency. Extraordinary harvests are often the result of ordinary actions repeated faithfully over time. Small improvements accumulate, daily habits compound, consistent learning expands knowledge, regular effort strengthens skills. What appears insignificant in the short term often becomes highly significant over longer periods. Psalm 65 ultimately teaches that unusual harvest begins before the harvest season arrives. It begins during moments of preparation when individuals choose growth over comfort, discipline over convenience, and long-term development over immediate gratification. The abundance celebrated in the Psalm serves as a reminder that visible results are often the product of invisible preparation. The message is both encouraging and practical. Every investment in learning, every effort to improve, every skill developed, and every act of responsible stewardship contributes to future opportunities. While results may not always appear immediately, faithful preparation creates the conditions where extraordinary harvest becomes possible. Those who remain committed during unseen seasons often discover that their preparation becomes the very foundation upon which future success, financial growth, and expanded opportunities are built. Wise stewardship transforms available resources into greater opportunities and sustainable growth. One of the central lessons connected to Psalm 65 is that abundance is not sustained merely by receiving resources, it is sustained by managing them wisely. The psalm paints a picture of overflowing provision, fruitful fields, and increasing abundance, yet behind every season of increase lies the principle of stewardship. Stewardship is the ability to manage what has already been entrusted responsibly so that it can produce greater value over time. Without stewardship, even significant opportunities can be wasted. With stewardship, even modest resources can become the foundation for extraordinary growth. Many people focus their attention on acquiring more resources while paying little attention to managing their current resources effectively. However, sustainable growth rarely begins with abundance. It often begins with responsible management of what is already available. Time, skills, knowledge, finances, relationships, and opportunities all represent resources that can either be multiplied through wise stewardship or diminished through neglect. Time is perhaps one of the most valuable resources individuals possess. Every person receives the same 24 hours in a day, yet outcomes differ significantly because of how time is managed. Wise stewardship of time involves prioritizing meaningful activities, avoiding unnecessary distractions, and consistently investing effort into growth-producing actions. Individuals who manage their time effectively often accomplish more, not because they possess more hours, but because they use their hours with greater intentionality. Financial stewardship is another important principle connected to long-term increase. Financial growth is not determined solely by income. It is also influenced by spending habits, planning, saving, investing, and decision-making. Many financial challenges arise not from a lack of resources, but from poor management of available resources. Wise stewardship encourages discipline, thoughtful planning, and responsible decision-making that support long-term stability and growth. Knowledge and skills also require stewardship. Learning creates potential, but that potential must be developed and applied consistently. Individuals who invest in continuous education, professional development, and skill improvement often position themselves for greater opportunities because they increase their capacity to create value. Knowledge becomes more powerful when it is actively used and refined through experience. Psalm 65 reminds us that fruitfulness is connected to cultivation. Fields do not produce abundant harvests simply because seeds exist. They require attention, maintenance, and care. In the same way, personal and professional resources require cultivation. Talents must be developed, relationships must be nurtured, opportunities must be pursued. Growth occurs when resources are actively managed rather than passively possessed. Another important aspect of stewardship is responsibility. Responsible individuals understand that every resource carries both privilege and obligation. They recognize that opportunities should not be taken for granted. Instead, they approach responsibilities with care, understanding that consistent reliability often leads to greater trust and expanded opportunities. Stewardship also strengthens adaptability. When resources are managed wisely, individuals are generally better prepared to respond to unexpected challenges. Financial reserves, developed skills, strong relationships, and disciplined habits provide stability during uncertain seasons. This resilience allows growth to continue even when circumstances become difficult. One of the most powerful benefits of stewardship is multiplication. Resources that are managed effectively often produce additional opportunities. A well-developed skill can lead to career advancement. Strong relationships can create new connections and opportunities. Financial discipline can generate investment potential. Time invested in learning can produce long-term professional advantages. Stewardship transforms resources into assets that continue creating value over time. Another important lesson is that stewardship builds trust. Organizations, leaders, clients, and communities often place greater responsibility in the hands of individuals who have demonstrated reliability. Trust is earned when people consistently manage their responsibilities well. As trust grows, opportunities for leadership, influence, and advancement frequently increase. Gratitude also plays a role in stewardship. Grateful individuals are often more aware of the resources they already possess. Instead of focusing exclusively on what they lack, they recognize opportunities, strengths, and advantages that can be developed further. This mindset encourages resourcefulness and reduces the tendency to overlook valuable assets. Stewardship requires patience because growth usually occurs gradually. Just as fields produce harvest over time, many forms of increase require consistent effort and long-term commitment. Individuals who remain faithful in managing small responsibilities often discover that those responsibilities become stepping stones toward larger opportunities. Another important truth is that stewardship involves balance. Resources should neither be neglected nor misused. Effective stewardship requires thoughtful evaluation, strategic planning, and continual adjustment. It involves understanding how resources can best be allocated to support meaningful goals and sustainable growth. Ultimately, Psalm 65 teaches that abundance becomes most valuable when accompanied by stewardship. Wise stewardship transforms available resources into greater opportunities, stronger stability, and sustainable growth. It maximizes potential, builds trust, strengthens resilience, and creates pathways for future increase. When individuals manage their time, finances, skills, relationships, and opportunities with responsibility and wisdom, they create conditions where growth can continue expanding over time. In this way, stewardship becomes more than a practical principle. It becomes a foundation upon which lasting success, meaningful influence, and sustained abundance are built. Gratitude and responsibility create the mindset necessary to recognize financial opportunities. Psalm 65 is filled with expressions of appreciation for provision, abundance, and fruitfulness. The psalm repeatedly acknowledges goodness, increase, and the blessings that surround daily life. This emphasis reveals an important principle that extends beyond spiritual reflection and applies directly to personal growth and financial development. Gratitude and responsibility work together to shape the mindset that enables individuals to recognize opportunities, maximize resources, and create sustainable progress. Many people assume that opportunities are determined solely by external circumstances. While circumstances certainly play a role, perception is equally important. Two individuals can encounter the same environment and experience very different outcomes because they view that environment differently. Gratitude influences perception by helping people recognize value that might otherwise be overlooked. A grateful mindset focuses attention on possibilities rather than limitations. This does not mean ignoring challenges or pretending difficulties do not exist. Rather, gratitude creates balance by ensuring that obstacles do not become the only reality a person sees. Individuals who practice gratitude are often more aware of resources, relationships, skills, and opportunities already available to them. This awareness becomes a significant advantage because opportunities are frequently hidden within ordinary circumstances. One reason gratitude is so powerful is that it encourages resourcefulness. People who continually focus on what they lack may overlook what they already possess. In contrast, grateful individuals are more likely to evaluate existing resources creatively and strategically. They ask how current strengths can be developed, how available opportunities can be expanded, and how present resources can be used more effectively. Responsibility complements gratitude by transforming appreciation into action. Gratitude alone creates awareness, but responsibility creates progress. Responsible individuals understand that opportunities require effort, commitment, and follow-through. They do not merely recognize possibilities, they take practical steps to pursue them. Financial growth often depends on this combination. Many opportunities appear small at first and require consistent effort before significant results become visible. Responsibility allows individuals to remain committed during these early stages. Instead of waiting for ideal circumstances, they work with available resources and steadily build momentum. Another important aspect of gratitude is its influence on attitude. Positive attitudes often improve communication, strengthen relationships, and increase collaboration. People generally prefer working with individuals who demonstrate appreciation, optimism, and professionalism. As a result, gratitude can indirectly contribute to greater opportunities by improving the quality of personal and professional interactions. Relationships play a particularly important role in financial opportunities. Many opportunities emerge through networks, partnerships, referrals, mentorship, and collaboration. Gratitude strengthens these connections because it communicates respect and appreciation. Individuals who consistently value others often build stronger relationships, and strong relationships frequently become pathways to future opportunities. Responsibility also builds trust. Trust is one of the most valuable assets in professional and financial environments. Organizations, clients, and partners are more likely to invest in people who consistently fulfill commitments and manage responsibilities effectively. Reliable individuals often receive greater opportunities because they have demonstrated the ability to handle them responsibly. Psalm 65 reminds us that abundance is not merely something to receive, but something to manage wisely. Gratitude helps individuals recognize blessings, while responsibility ensures that those blessings are used effectively. Together, they create a mindset that supports growth rather than waste. Another important lesson is that gratitude reduces the tendency toward constant dissatisfaction. Individuals who are never satisfied with present progress often struggle to appreciate valuable lessons and opportunities already within reach. Gratitude creates emotional balance by recognizing current achievements while still pursuing future goals. This balance promotes healthier decision-making and greater resilience during challenging seasons. Responsibility also encourages preparation. Responsible individuals understand that opportunities favor readiness. They invest in learning, skill development, planning, and personal growth because they recognize that preparation increases the likelihood of success when opportunities appear. A grateful and responsible mindset also strengthens adaptability. People who appreciate what they have and take ownership of their actions are generally more capable of navigating change effectively. Instead of becoming overwhelmed by uncertainty, they focus on solutions and opportunities for growth. Another benefit is increased confidence. Confidence often grows when individuals recognize previous progress and take responsibility for continued improvement. Gratitude highlights achievements and lessons learned, while responsibility creates momentum toward future goals. Together, they produce a sense of purpose and direction. Ultimately, Psalm 65 teaches that gratitude and responsibility are essential foundations for recognizing and maximizing opportunities. Gratitude sharpens awareness, strengthens relationships, and encourages resourcefulness. Responsibility transforms awareness into action, builds trust, and supports long-term growth. When these qualities work together, individuals become more capable of identifying opportunities, managing resources wisely, and creating sustainable financial progress. In this way, gratitude and responsibility become more than attitudes. They become powerful tools that help unlock greater potential, expanded opportunities, and lasting success. Consistent productivity attracts trust, influence, and pathways for greater increase. One of the clearest messages that can be drawn from Psalm 65 is the principle of fruitfulness. Throughout the chapter, the imagery is not centered on occasional success, but on sustained abundance. The fields produce, the land yields its increase, and the pathways overflow with provision. This picture teaches an important lesson. Lasting increase is often connected to consistent productivity rather than isolated moments of achievement. Productivity is the ability to create value consistently over time. It is not simply about being busy. Many people remain busy throughout the day without producing meaningful results. True productivity focuses on activities that contribute to growth, solve problems, improve situations, and create positive outcomes. In professional, financial, and personal development, productivity becomes one of the strongest indicators of future opportunity. One reason productivity is so important is that it builds trust. Trust develops when people repeatedly demonstrate reliability and effectiveness. Organizations, clients, leaders, and communities naturally place greater confidence in individuals who consistently deliver results. While talent may attract attention initially, productivity sustains confidence because it provides evidence that performance can be depended upon over time. Trust is a valuable asset because it often becomes the foundation upon which opportunities are built. People tend to invest responsibilities, resources, and leadership positions in those they trust. As trust grows, access to greater opportunities frequently follows. This is why consistent productivity often creates pathways that occasional success cannot. Another important aspect of productivity is that it strengthens influence. Influence is not merely the ability to attract attention, it is the ability to create meaningful impact. Productive individuals contribute solutions, improve systems, support teams, and add value to their environments. Over time, these contributions earn respect and increase influence because others recognize their ability to make a positive difference. Influence becomes particularly important because many opportunities emerge through visibility and reputation. Individuals who consistently create value often become known for their competence and reliability. This reputation can open doors to partnerships, leadership roles, professional advancement, and expanded responsibilities. Psalm 65 illustrates abundance as the result of ongoing fruitfulness rather than isolated events. This principle applies to modern life as well. Sustainable growth is usually built through repeated actions. Small efforts performed consistently often create greater results than occasional bursts of intense activity. Daily learning, regular improvement, disciplined work habits, and continuous contribution accumulate over time and produce significant outcomes. Consistency is powerful because it compounds. Just as small financial investments can grow through compounding, productive habits create cumulative benefits. Skills improve, knowledge expands, relationships strengthen, credibility increases. These gains may seem modest initially, but over time they produce substantial growth. Another important lesson is that productivity creates momentum. Momentum occurs when progress in one area generates opportunities in another. A successful project may lead to additional responsibilities. Improved skills may create access to better opportunities. Strong performance may attract new partnerships. Productivity therefore becomes self-reinforcing because success often creates conditions for further success. Discipline plays a central role in maintaining productivity. Consistent results rarely occur by accident. They are usually supported by habits, routines, planning, and intentional effort. Productive individuals understand that motivation alone is not enough. While motivation may fluctuate, disciplined habits ensure that progress continues even when enthusiasm varies. Productivity also enhances confidence. Confidence grows when individuals see evidence of progress and contribution. Each accomplishment reinforces the belief that future goals are achievable. This confidence supports resilience during difficult seasons because individuals can draw upon a history of successful effort and meaningful results. Another valuable benefit of productivity is adaptability. Individuals who consistently engage in meaningful work often develop a broader range of skills and experiences. This versatility allows them to respond more effectively when circumstances change. Productive people tend to become lifelong learners because ongoing improvement is necessary to sustain value creation. Financial growth is frequently connected to productivity because value creation often generates opportunities for increased compensation, business expansion, and professional advancement. While external factors influence financial outcomes, individuals who consistently contribute meaningful value are generally better positioned for long-term growth. Productivity also benefits relationships. Teams and organizations function more effectively when members contribute reliably. Productive individuals often earn respect because others recognize their commitment and contribution. This respect strengthens collaboration and increases opportunities for influence. One important distinction is that productivity should be balanced with wisdom. Sustainable productivity focuses on effectiveness rather than constant activity. It prioritizes meaningful results over unnecessary busyness. Individuals who understand this distinction often achieve greater impact while avoiding burnout. Ultimately, Psalm 65 teaches that fruitfulness creates increase. Consistent productivity builds trust, expands influence, strengthens credibility, and creates pathways for greater opportunities. Through disciplined effort, continuous improvement, and meaningful contribution, individuals position themselves for sustained growth and long-term success. Productivity transforms potential into results, and those results often become the foundation for future opportunities, greater responsibility, and expanded abundance in every area of life. Faith-filled expectation combined with action positions individuals to embrace unusual opportunities when they appear. Psalm 65 concludes with a picture of overflowing abundance, fruitful fields, and pathways marked by increase. This imagery communicates more than provision alone. It highlights the importance of readiness. Opportunities often emerge in unexpected ways, and individuals who combine expectation with preparation are usually best positioned to recognize and maximize those opportunities. Expectation without action leads to passivity, while action without expectation often limits vision. When both work together, they create a powerful foundation for growth and advancement. Expectation is important because it influences perception. People often notice what they are prepared to see. Individuals who believe that growth, improvement, and opportunity are possible tend to approach life differently from those who expect only disappointment. They remain alert to possibilities, open to learning, and willing to explore new directions. This mindset does not ignore challenges. Rather, it refuses to allow challenges to become the only reality. Many opportunities go unnoticed because people become trapped by past disappointments. Repeated setbacks can create a habit of expecting failure. When this happens, even genuine opportunities may be overlooked because attention is focused primarily on risks rather than possibilities. Faith-filled expectation breaks this pattern by encouraging individuals to remain hopeful and forward-looking despite previous difficulties. However, expectation alone is not enough. Opportunity favors preparation. Individuals who expect positive outcomes should also take practical steps to prepare for them. Preparation transforms hope into readiness. It involves learning new skills, strengthening existing abilities, building relationships, improving habits, and developing the capacity necessary to handle future responsibilities. One of the reasons action is so important is that opportunities rarely arrive fully developed. Many begin as small possibilities that require effort to cultivate. A conversation may lead to a partnership. A small project may become a major opportunity. A new skill may create access to a different career path. Individuals who take initiative are often better positioned to benefit from these developments because they are actively engaged rather than passively waiting. Psalm 65 demonstrates that abundance follows a process. The imagery of fruitful fields implies cultivation, care, and ongoing attention. In the same way, unusual opportunities often emerge where consistent effort has already been invested. Preparation creates conditions where opportunities can flourish when they appear. Another important lesson is that expectation strengthens resilience. Individuals who believe that progress remains possible are generally more willing to persevere during challenging seasons. Hope provides motivation to continue learning, improving, and contributing even when immediate results are not visible. This perseverance often becomes a key factor in long-term success. Action also increases confidence. Confidence grows through experience, and experience develops through participation. Each step taken toward a goal provides new knowledge, new skills, and greater clarity. Individuals who consistently take action often develop a stronger sense of capability because they have repeatedly demonstrated their ability to learn and adapt. Adaptability is another important characteristic connected to opportunity. Opportunities rarely appear exactly as expected. They may emerge through changing circumstances, new technologies, unexpected introductions, or unfamiliar environments. Individuals who combine expectation with flexibility are more likely to recognize potential where others see uncertainty. Relationships play a significant role in this process as well. Many opportunities arrive through connections with other people. Strong relationships expand access to information, mentorship, collaboration, and support. Individuals who actively invest in positive relationships often create networks that increase the likelihood of future opportunities. Faith-filled expectation also encourages continuous growth. People who anticipate future opportunities tend to invest more consistently in personal development because they understand that readiness matters. They view learning as preparation rather than obligation. This mindset helps ensure that when opportunities appear, they possess the competence necessary to respond effectively. Another important truth is that unusual opportunities often require courage. New possibilities frequently involve uncertainty. There are no guarantees that every opportunity will succeed exactly as planned. Courage allows individuals to move forward despite uncertainty because they recognize that growth rarely occurs within complete comfort. Expectation combined with action creates momentum. Small successes generate confidence, confidence encourages further action, and continued action often produces additional opportunities. Over time, this momentum can lead to significant transformation because progress becomes self-reinforcing. Ultimately, Psalm 65 teaches that abundance is not merely about receiving opportunities, but also about being prepared to embrace them. Faith-filled expectation keeps the mind open to possibility, while consistent action creates readiness to respond effectively. Together, they position individuals to recognize unusual opportunities, maximize available resources, and move confidently toward greater levels of growth, influence, and success. When hope is matched with preparation and vision is matched with effort, the pathways of life become increasingly prepared for meaningful advancement and lasting harvest.